Hey, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. My name is Mark Johnson, and I'm here today to deliver another film review. The film I'm reviewing today is Emily the Criminal. It is a 2022 film release, and it is written and directed by John Patton Ford. Down on her luck and saddled with debt, Emily gets involved in a credit card scam that pulls her into the criminal underworld of Los Angeles, ultimately leading to deadly consequences. I'm sure we've all had our tough times or tough things that we had to face, and maybe we've all had that thought in the back of our head of turning to a life of crime. No? No? Well, in this film, the main character, Emily, has those thoughts. She's seemingly a good person. I mean, of course, she has some things in her past that, make you think otherwise. But, she's works in food service. She sublets a room in an apartment to get by. And, she has riddled with student loan debt from her time going to an art school. In an attempt to help out coworker, she covers a shift. And he gives her a little heads up in the sense that if she's ever open to making $200 an hour, text this number. So at a certain point, when she gets to that point where, she's curious, but she's also at the same time, a little down on some cash, she gives it a try. She texts the number and follows the directions. She ends up in a back room in a warehouse where she is introduced to Yosef. And Yosef is played by Theo Rossi. In this film, also, Emily is played by Audrey Plaza. And so what Yosef explains to her, he runs this play, he tells her, we're going to do a little credit card fraud. In a sense, she's given a credit card that runs to nowhere, but she goes into a store, buys big appliances, and then they flip those appliances, for cash. And that's kind of the play. And so at first she's not about this life, and so she walks out. But when she's again faced with the life that she's leading and can use that extra money, she goes through with the play, which leads to her doing more of these situations. There's a few guidelines you gotta abide by, but the more that you can do, the more money you can make. And this kind of really intrigues Emily. At a certain point, as she's doing these dirtier and dirtier deeds, she is drawing closer to Yosef. He has his dreams and his plans for his life. Ultimately, he wants to get out of this life, but he needs to make some money to kind of build it up to get to that. And so as they are working together, they start to draw closer and, in a sense, build a relationship. Yosef, again, continues to ask her to do more and more things. And at a certain point, when it's time for him to get out, he, in a sense, lets her go. But she's, in this life now. She's, connected to the fast money. She's connected to the rush that she gets when she does these deeds. And it's just a concoction of things that really draw her even closer to Yosef. At a certain point, Yosef has his own problems that he starts to deal with because the plans that he has made for himself falls through, and it falls through really bad. And so Emily's there to kind of help him pick up the pieces, or even more or less, she's there to help him retaliate. I really enjoyed this film in the sense that it's a very interesting character development film, in the sense that we follow a character and we watch the choices that they make for their life and where it takes them. It's really focused on Emily herself, and then it kind of pans out in the sense that we see how her or Yosef and her relationship develops from that or through that. Done in LA, I mean the main location is LA, so I like that as well. And it's just kind of a very interesting film where it really focuses on just the main character and the things that they do within their life. So for Emily the Criminal, I'm giving this film another solid 4 out of 5 stars. I feel that for me, this film is very engaging in that sense because, like I started out, maybe some of us have felt that urge to turn to a life of crime. I mean, they say crime doesn't pay, but I mean, there's also the fact that there are some people getting away with some crimes and they're getting paid. So if you enjoy this review, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing with the channel, because you watch this review or other reviews or other content that I have on the channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you want to let me know what you felt about this film, because you've seen it, or you would like to recommend a film that I watch and review on this channel, make sure to leave all of that on the comment box below. And then lastly, if you don't want to miss any of my upcoming content or other reviews, make sure to ring that, and that way you will be notified on my upcoming drops. So again, that has been my review for Emily the Criminal. It is a 2022 film release, written and directed by John Patton Ford. So again, I thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate it. And like we always do at this time, have a blessed day. I will see you on the flip side. Let's go.